it's always easy to just jump right into this shit, man.
Always.
Double or nothing.
So much.
I'm gonna say it now.
Mm.
That was probably my favorite pay-per-view of the year so far. Just as far as like an all-around standpoint, like there was, I mean, outside of a couple letdowns, there really wasn't anything that was like trash, especially with the crowd being in attendance. I think that made it more of a even better show. And
Yeah.
I'll even
Right.
go as far as to say that I probably enjoyed it like from top to bottom more so than WrestleMania.
Ooh. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, there was definitely some good matches and good moments at WrestleMania,
Oh, definitely.
and they had fans in attendance too. But I think, like as an overall feel for me, I would put this above WrestleMania because even like the shit that I thought was gonna be like trash
Yeah.
or just a letdown of a match, like surprised me, and it was a pleasant surprise. So, but I definitely heard some of the gripes that people had, and I agree halfway with some of the shit, but then I also see why someone would disagree with it.
I mean, I can give a future spoiler warning to the people watching this. The worst match to me was the main event. There's reasons,
Yeah.
and we'll get to that. But to me, the worst match to me was the main event.
Yeah, and there's a general consensus that a lot of people hated. They thought the Cody Rhodes and a Go-Go match was the worst, but
That was
when you unpack it,
yeah, that was my least favorite match.
So,
Sorry,
when we get to both, I'll explain why Homelander versus a Go-Go with, and Mr. Bombastic there is going to explain to me why that's even funnier because I haven't watched The Boys yet.
So, okay, so that's why. Yeah, because everybody has that universal feeling that it was Homelander. And that's why I was like, 'cause when I seen it and then Yeager had texted it, I was like, I was just about to text that shit. Yeah. And then everybody started saying the same fucking thing. So yeah.
Was it Big Swole threw it up on no Big Swole responded it to Nyla Rose tweeting it. said Homelander looks great tonight.
Which, by the way, Big Swole, where you at? Where you at?
She on Dark Elevation.
TV. Oh, has she?
Yeah. She wrestled on Elevation because actually, so it's funny because of cheap plug because of Elevation Evaluation and Jaeger After Dark. I actually went back and watched I fast forward. But I watched to kind of see who the competitors were. To see who Mr. Yeager was talking about on both shows. And clearly, some of those competitors are definitely meant to take to pinfall. They're just solely meant between their names and between their look. They're solely meant to lose to whoever they're going against.
I won't even mince words. There's some people that make Nick Van Atlas look like a main eventer.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Now.
I mean, I know we all on the campaign. There's probably some people who will make Everrise look good.
All right. You know what? With that one, we definitely going to get into the first match. So, yeah.
I didn't say all that. Yeah.
So Serena Deeb defended her title against Rio. This was the first of the surprise matches. Now, this also was the first of the matches that I actually did kind of call to a T, because I mean I don't view Deeb as a heel right now. I just felt like she showed an edge, but a lot of people seem to think she turned heel. But she definitely pulled off some heel tactics. I love the aggression. She if you weren't a fan of Serena Deeb before this match, you definitely were a fan of hers after this match.
Yes, I'll definitely say I am a big fan of aggressive Deeb.
Yeah. Rio. There were some stutters in this match a little bit. Like at certain points, I was just like, wait, there's a little bit of miscommunication. But towards the end, when Deeb started to show more of that aggression, it started to pick up even more, especially when she started focusing everything on those fucking dragon screws and just focusing on that damn knee. and she really showed off the fact that she was the woman of 1,000 holds, because she definitely went through it. So
yeah,
how'd y'all feel about this fucking match?
I enjoyed it. Like I said, for a pre-show match, it was definitely one of the. I would put this pre-show match up there with New Day and Usos. This actually should have been on the main show.
Yes.
And not to disrespect these guys, but maybe Hangman and Brian Cage should have been on the pre-show.
I could have seen that on the pre-show as well.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at it opening up.
I'm not mad at it either. Yeah. But I mean, to get the crowd going, to get the, to see, to basically first pay-per-view with full capacity, this is the first match they see. And I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah.
Because it did turn out to be better than I expect. I thought the interesting little nugget in the match was when they said that Riho is permanently in America now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess with that being that fact, then I guess I should have started leaning more towards her taking that W. I didn't know that piece of information until they got to it.
Yeah, you're saying, like, I don't think nobody knew until they actually said it, but yeah.
Yeah, and there was another thing about this match that kind of served as a precursor to how the rest of the pay-per-view was going to go, and that's with all these matches. Granted, we kind of had our predictions of who we wanted to win, but there were points in times in the majority of these matches where it was like, well, damn, I might be wrong about who might be winning this match. And that went with a whole slew of matches that happened last night. Yes. And I'm glad, because especially with the whole WWE shit, I hate the predictability of just knowing where shit's gonna go. And I love the fact that they allowed us to get more invested in the match and what could potentially happen, rather than just kind of just go through the motions of, oh, okay, yeah, that spot, and yep, that's the winner. All right, cool, next match.
Yeah,
I was thoroughly invested in the majority of these matches. I mean, granted, give or take one or two, but yeah. And this was definitely, for me, it was probably the best way to open up the show as a whole. Aside from the actual first match.
Yes.
So.
Jaeger, what was your thoughts with the match?
Slightly disappointed, but still overall great match. I kind of want to see where Deeb goes from here. Not really sure. Does she just go on to pursue the AEW title? And then also more importantly for the NWA title is who's going to be Riho's next competitor?
Yeah, that's definitely true, because that was one of my questions that I wanted to ask you guys is where does Riho go from here? Because I never really thought about Serena Deeb, but since you brought that up, Jaeger, I do like the aspect of her with this new edge trying to go after the AEW Women's Championship. But as far as Riho, with her, just like Scoot said, being officially in America, being her home base, and seeing where her sort of push goes, what's her direction?
I could see her starting. I can say starting, but I can see her in feuds with others. I mean, I'm pretty sure now with the results of the championship match, there will definitely be new matchups happening, and I can actually see Riho now being in feuds with people now. With Riho being before tied behind the title, she couldn't really. I mean, she had feuds with Nyla Rose and others, but now she could be in feuds that wouldn't have to worry about. Yeah, I mean, of course, the championship implications are there, but she can actually have feuds now. She doesn't have to worry about always defending the title or being champion or whatever. So I can see that, they'll probably have to get used to having her officially in the rotation now. So she might be just doing these one-off matches here and there until feuds really happen.
Nothing against I don't mean this in any kind of a way against Riho, but I can see her staying on Elevation or something like that.
I was about to get ready to say that in a sense. Like she could be on Elevation for a little bit and pop up on Dynamite here and there, or whenever Rampage debuts, maybe be on Rampage.
Yeah, I mean only because most of the people that are on Dynamite are just, I mean, not that it takes away or not that it really matters too much, but a lot of them are just so much bigger than her.
Yes.
There's actually a good amount of talent that are in Dark and Elevation right now that are more her size, make it a more, not to say more realistic fight, but make it more of a competitive fight, I should say.
Yeah.
That all being said, I definitely see if things play out in my head right, Thunder Rosa is going to be your next AEW Women's Champion. Definitely see Deeb feuding with Rosa by then.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Could be wrong. This is just me
definitely
fantasy
more
looking.
interested. Definitely more interested in the NWA Women's Championship title picture because I just want to see how they're going to integrate this title even more into the AEW spectrum, I guess. Because it's definitely doing more wonders than the fucking FTW championship, which, of course, is a nice segue to the opening match of Double or Nothing. That being Hangman Adam Page against the T2 Terminator, Brian Cage, a.k.a. The Machine. Wasn't a fan of that.
Hold on. Which is confusing. Because they announced him as the FTW champion. And he even has the special orange nameplate that shows he's the FTW champion. But nothing has been done with that title.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking that his inevitable ousting from Team Taz is going to actually bring some kind of relevance.
It should have happened last night.
It very well should have. I think that's what we were all waiting for.
The match was pretty solid. It was basically a recap of their first match.
Yeah.
Other than, Hangman won this time. But to get to the end, the betrayal or Brian Cage leaving Team Taz should have happened last night. Like that was the perfect window.
Yes.
For that to happen. So I don't know necessarily what they're waiting on, but it should have happened last night.
It definitely should have been with Hobbs coming out, just tearing him up, or even Hobbs and Hook, apparently, because Ricky Starks is still rocking that neck injury.
Yeah.
Match, I agree with you completely. The match was overall great, but story production wise or story pushing wise, they definitely missed a few shots. I want to see what they do on Friday now. Because if they're going to pull a trigger on anything, it has to be Friday now. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. That was something that kind of bugged me a little bit because my thing is if you were going to kind of stretch this out some more, then you easily could have gone with, hey, having Cage defend this FTW title, having Page win it, and then of course what happened at the end could still play a part because again, Cage didn't lose by shenanigans. He actually lost because he got distracted by Starks and Hook. So that kind of played a part into it. So you could have easily continued this on with Page flaunting the FTW championship and it being because of Team Taz that Cage lost that title. But with it being like this, of course now Page goes on to do whatever he's going to do. But that also worries me though, because of the fact that Page being the face of this whole situation and then Cage being the tweener in between all this, that makes me feel that Page is going to start to help Cage feud with Team Taz. And I wouldn't want him in this position because of all the other opportunities that he has ahead of him. So that's where my worry goes. So yeah.
As I've been thinking about this all wrong. Sorry to go back to one match, but let me just go ahead and admit to the crowd here. I had a bit of a food coma watching Deeb versus Riho. So pretty much fell asleep and missed the ending, and I'll just go ahead and announce it to the world here. I just went through it and just saw that Deeb won it. So forgive me for talking out my ass for the past few minutes. That all being said, let's get on back to everything else.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I had that same deal, but it happened later on. Yeah.
I will say later on, it wasn't a food coma. It was just sleep that hit me a little bit later on, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paige goes over on Cage, and now we have this open-ended storyline to where hopefully we get some kind of culmination or book in to this whole Taz thing. But knowing AEW, I highly doubt that we're going to get a finish to this just on Dynamite alone. So
yeah,
right,
yeah.
To kind of go back to what was said in the beginning, I think this show proves that trying to guess AEW is harder than we thought. Trying to predict certain things in AEW is a little more difficult than we thought.
Yeah.
And it actually started with the next match. Actually,
that's
the next match.
Perfect segue, because I went on record with our prediction saying that
shut up, Jaeger.
I didn't expect anything from this match, and egg on my face, foot in my mouth, all there, because this match
was tied with my favorite match of the night.
And it's funny. Yep. It's funny because myself and Scoot talked all this shit about how it's going to be Mox and Kingston, and we just, I guess it goes to show that when Jaeger comes into the picture, you just don't bet against the Bucks.
You just don't bet against the Bucks.
Because these motherfuckers, outside of like Gallows and Anderson coming in, they didn't really play a factor into the match, really. So,
yeah,
at the end of it, the Bucks went over clean, and I got mad. Yeah, I got mad at first because I was like, well, what the fuck's gonna happen with the Bucks? Like, who's gonna? But then I stopped and I thought about it. I was like, oh, we're going back to the whole them being the best damn tag team in the world. And this in itself plays up to it. And I was like, oh, I get it now.
And also, too, the one thing I can appreciate during this match is how much they respected Jon Moxley. They had to hit Moxley with 4 BTE triggers in a row to finally put that man out.
Yeah.
They had to hit 4 BTE triggers back to back to back. They held him up and just continued to just 4. So I respected that a lot. The fact that they respected the fact that putting Moxley down isn't the easiest thing. So,
right.
But if I was a betting man, I would have lost money on this one. I just knew Mox and Kingston was going to take it.
I gotta say that it was it was up until that very last promo that I was still cheering for the Bucks, but I was just not sure. And when Mox and Kingston kept on reminding us that the Bucks are the best damn tag team, this and that, the Bucks this and that, I was like, okay, you're driving it home a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, hey, good on all of us for calling it. Was it you, Scooter, or Lip who said it first? But about Kazarian coming out.
Oh yeah, I was happy because I was like, I'm calling this shit. I'm all on it. But then when he came out, I was like, wait, this is very soon. I know this match is going to be this fucking short.
Yeah,
but
I was like, oh, so he's just a story device to keep them from getting over too quick or something, or getting their W too soon. How the funny shit though is that JR was calling this throughout the match about the Bucks just being in the ring too damn long. Where's the count out? Where's the 10 count?
Yeah, that was one thing I thought was a little just kind of crazy. It was like, ref, come on now, get control of this situation that both of the Bucks are just in here. this ain't a 2-on-1 handicap like JR kept saying. This is actually a tag match, but they just steady breaking the rules. Like that was a little kind of like a little egregious.
And here's where BTE always comes in with the little flavor text for those things. I just watched it like a couple hours ago, and there's a bit of Matt like whipping out a billfold, couple hundreds in there, and they're at the airport, and he just puts it on a like little observation window there, and who else to show up and take that besides referee Mike Knox? And like, he just I'll have a safe flight.
It makes it make more sense because it's funny. Because I was going to gripe on this too, but since you said it, I guess we're just going to play it up to that as well.
Yeah.
When Mox was when he had his head on the apron and Nick was choking him down, and Mike Knox trying to turn, and you could see that he visibly saw Nick choking Mox on the outside, but he kind of turned back and then went to stop Kingston. So that's why I was like, okay. But I was going to come here and gripe about the rest because that seems to be a going issue with these refs absolutely seeing something. And just like we said with the whole Pac and Cassidy match when Kenny came out, and so Pac lays himself out, and it's like, okay, I can put 2 and 2 together, but I just choose not to type shit. So fix your ref situation, AEW.
Man, they're fine. Aubrey's on point. Aubrey's on point. Mike Knox is looking plenty corruptible, and then
we don't have a Nick Patrick in AEW. We don't need it.
Right. True. I guess going forward, who do we see beating them for the titles now?
Fuck, I don't know. But I do have an idea. And that kind of segues into the Casino Battle Royal because one thing I noticed, and I text you guys about it.
Yep.
And that was when Max Caster had his entrance.
Bars.
And for sure. Bars all day. He did that. I'm finally turned around on it. But the Pop.
The Acclaim is the legato of AEW.
Well, it's mainly because I've already like praised their in-ring work. But their charisma that they had, like even when Anthony Bowens had came out and he was he had kicked Penta, and because Penta was doing his thing the whole time, and then he came out and once he kicked Penta out the way, he came back and did the Acclaim stuff, and just the showboat, I was like, yeah, that's it's just the shit you got to do. But
it was the fact that, but to go back, it was the fact that with Caster. After he spit, he was like, to the left and to the right. And then everybody, everybody jumped in with the chant. I was like, oh, shit. Like, I thought it was going to be just boos, but no. And then, I kind of hate that Christian missed what Caster said.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that was like part.
Yeah.
I kind of hate that Christian missed that. And then like I like how the fact that he had to get Dustin's attention. He was like, Dustin. So, but
you could have easily made that a little bar about him being hard of hearing or something,
right?
Or just being old. Yeah.
One thing I love people's perception of things because I've mentioned before about Arthur's of Wrestling. He got a chance to go to Double or Nothing, and he was pretty close.
Oh, nice.
And when the Joker was announced, and it ended up being the one Leo Rush, the man of the hour, somebody had come in and the crowd goes mild, and he responded, no, they were cheering the hell out of it. Like they was really cheering for him. So you're wrong on this one,
right?
So I do like that because I remember that same thing happened when War Games were in Houston when Andrade beat Drew. Somebody I know was talking about, the crowd is chanting all of this stuff, and I was saying
Andrade in Houston, no, get the fuck out of here. They definitely were gonna pop for Andrade.
And that's what I was telling him. I was like, no, the crowd was chanting for Andrade mostly the whole time. And he was like, yeah, maybe in your section. And I was like, no, everybody was mainly chanting for Andrade during that match. So it's kind of the same thing. It's like, just because somebody's not over to you or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, yes, Lio Rush wasn't the person we expected. No,
True.
but he's a welcomed addition. You know, he's definitely a welcome addition, especially to be thrown into probably thrown into the TNT Championship mix once Miro relinquished the belt. Because I don't want to see Miro destroy Lio like that.
Found some news on this, and I think I forgot to share it to you guys.
Okay.
Turns out Lio Rush was part of MLW.
Yeah, he's still signed, I think.
And now is officially signed to New Japan. He is part of the partnership of the Forbidden Door being kicked open and whatnot.
Interesting.
Okay. And with Lio Rush being the Joker on this, I have now completely given up trying to guess who the fuck they put in these battle royales.
Yes.
Because no, I'm not gonna try and guess anymore. Like people were coming from left field going Daniel Bryan, like that wasn't gonna happen. And
absolutely not.
But I mean, Andrade would have been a nice piece, but again, these guys are so dialed into the internet, so dialed into who we want, or they know exactly who to give us to where we still appreciate it, but we're still left like, fuck, I wanted that person.
Yes. True. And I will say this, this is why you don't blow your proverbial load, especially with shit like when you do the shit before introducing Christian and making it seem like it's a bigger thing than it is. You didn't say shit. Lio Rush came out, not what anybody expected, but nobody was mad. And that's the key in that. And the one thing that kind of got me about this battle royal is that, especially with fans in attendance, this allowed me to remember exactly how much fans are in control of someone's push. Because thinking about how the pandemic era had gone on and how certain people got pushed and how other people didn't get pushed, like especially with certain guys who you saw get pushed before fans were out of the picture.
Well, you know what? To make it even easier with your conversation, Kofi Kingston in 2019.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
WWE rewrote that whole situation because people were like, "No, we want Kofi to win this belt now." Like y'all gave us the idea of Kofi winning the title. Now we actually want to see this. So no, Kofi Mania now. So same thing, like you said, fans dictate. It's like, no, we want certain things now. You done put it in our heads now. We want it now.
Yep.
So Kofi Kingston 2019 is the perfect example of the fans can truly dictate something.
Yeah. And
very true.
Especially with this, we were all wrong on our picks, and I think that also goes to show, since we can't really dictate how well the fans kind of receive people, none of us had Jungle Boy as a pick. No. Because he hadn't been really a prominent figure during this whole pandemic situation. But had it been like that, we probably would have easily been like, oh shit, yeah, Jungle Boy. It clearly makes the most sense. Christian would have made sense too, but we already would have known, but at least with Jungle Boy, we're going into a pop heavy match with him and Kenny Omega. So
and then hell, even the fact that Christian and Jungle Boy were the last two, it was like, oh yeah, Christian's definitely winning this now. Like Christian definitely got this now. But hey, that was a sweet ass move when Christian threw Jungle Boy and he
like
Tarzan around, and it was like, okay, I fuck with that. And then hey, and you know what? We did kind of predict that whole gatekeeper like mentality because Christian did kind of, give him that encouragement in the end.
Right.
Yeah.
Only thing I hate, and I don't know if y'all paid attention, Jungle Boy's title shot is in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
It does. It definitely does. But the way I look at it, I'm gonna insert the same thing that I said with the whole Serena Dib and Rio thing. This is more so to put Kenny over as even the bigger heel now, just to solidify. Yo, y'all can cheer for my matches all you want, but I'm gonna put your heroes down regardless. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, case in point with what happened later on, but we'll definitely get to that later. But yeah, good shit on Jungle Boy. I love the their small celebration with Jurassic Express with Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt coming out and kind of just solidifying the fact that this is a face of the future of AEW. So yes. he's going to be a future champ. That goes without saying.
Yeah. And that's what Cornette keeps saying. Cornette keeps saying Jungle Boy is their future babyface of the company. If they book him right and build him right, he's their future top babyface of the company.
Oh, I have no argument with Cornette there.
So
wait, speaking of which, has Cornette either reviewed or seen Double or Nothing yet?
It's either going to be on the Today show or maybe tomorrow, but I'll watch it. Okay. And whenever we talk about AEW on Friday or Saturday, whatever, then I'll bring it up what he has to say about Double or Nothing.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely see. But to go from a high note to slightly one of sour hints on the palate. Cody, American Dream, Homelander, Rhodes.
So wait, hold on. Before we go. No disrespect to anyone. My grandfather served everything. I know it's Memorial Day. Rest in peace to the ones who fought for us, fought for this country.
Yeah.
And gave their lives for this country.
Yeah.
That was a little low to have that before this match.
Yes.
It's a little bit low to have that little memorial celebration before this match, then have a go-go come out first. That was just a little low.
All of that should have been maybe to kick off the show, like in between Deeb and Hangman's. But
that was a little low.
I don't know. Ever since Cody's promo, despite it being as tone deaf as it was, I think we were just maybe trying to fool ourselves that a go-go was going to take this W.
You know what? As I watched this match and seeing how it played out, I'm starting to agree with you on that. But to rewind, Homelander, explain said character.
So, to give a little preface, The Boys is a show that's pretty much, think of if the Justice League got monetized to the point that how Disney has Marvel now.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But again, think of it like Captain America, or like just fuse Captain America and Superman together. That's pretty much what you get with Homelander.
Okay.
Like, except that Homelander is a deeply disturbed individual for valid reasons, but I'm gonna leave that up to you to watch that for.
Okay.
Yeah. It's worth watching. The Boys is okay.
I mean, it was just funny that you didn't know, because yes, he had the very red, white, and blue aesthetic of Homelander. But if somebody just told you, like, showed you a picture of Homelander, you're thinking, oh, that guy looks like an awesome superhero. Like he's like everything good about the American dream, everything like that, everything that Cody was trying to portray.
So one thing that I kept seeing people comparing Homelander and Omni-Man together.
Huh.
So
that's like apples to oranges.
Oh, okay. Because when I kept seeing that, I was like, damn, does Homelander just to go flat out evil on people like that? Like shit. But okay.
Yeah. Still, not great people, but no, not the same at all.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to preface this, because I'm gonna say quite a bit in a small deal.
Okay.
All right.
anything I say from this point is nothing against Cody with what he's done with the younger talent and everything up to this point.
Oh.
So shout out to everything that he's done up to that point. This in itself was the wrong call because everything that this whole thing was completely just a misfire as far as like build, promos, everything, because nothing led up to make sense. And this is where I get pissed off, and I'm going to preface this as well. My father, veteran, passed away. Good. So I'm going to say this. That whole shit, fuck all that. Fuck the tribute, fuck all that bullshit, because that in itself was complete pandering, and it was unnecessary, and it was nonsensical.
It was wrong.
And the reason why I get so pissed off at that is because with the build that happened and with him, God rest in peace, Dusty Rhodes, this should have been on a bigger situation. Like to have this was with the way that they built this was a nothing feud, and for you to use the moniker of the American Dream in this instance makes
on Memorial Day
fucking
weekend.
sense.
On Memorial Day weekend,
no fucking sense. Yes,
it was just one giant platitude. It was platitude on platitude on platitude.
Because y'all were building a Go-Go up as this foreign menace, which he was not.
Exactly.
He wasn't like an Iron Sheik. He wasn't like his name just look Nikita Koloff. He wasn't like all these people. He was just a British guy who was saying, these are the things I'm seeing with my own two eyes here in this country. But you want me to respect this country when y'all are doing A, B, C, X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like he was the guy who was kind of not even so much Muhammad Hassan-esque, because you know his whole thing he was from Detroit, but it wasn't even a Muhammad Hassan-esque thing. It was just the fact that I don't like being here, but my opportunities brought me here. But when these opportunities are up,
deuce,
absolutely.
I'm out. But while I'm here, Cody, you wanna talk that talk. How he said it, I'm gonna leave your skull cracked and your jaw jacked. Like, you know, so I felt Cody brought the element of America and the troops and American pride all into this. A Go-Go was just like, I don't like the shit y'all do here.
Yeah.
And when I get the chance, I'm out.
The way I see it, or the way I saw it after all this, was that Anthony Ogogo, if you want to bring it into a political environment, Anthony Ogogo just took a pretty centrist view. Like, hey, America's great. It's got opportunities left and right. However, here's some fucked up shit that America's doing. And I'm only saying this mainly because I heard that apparently a lot of the higher ups are more of a right-leaning political persuasion. But Cody Rhodes took a completely Fox News approach to answering this, saying, "Oh, you hate America? Well, guess what? I'm gonna go super America now." To even chalk it up to even hatred of America like this, it's like, no, like these are areas of improvement.
Yeah.
And then he hit him with the whole he didn't come to America to live the British dream. He came to live the American dream, and it was like.
And I'm sure Sean Hannity was just, yeah.
But
see, now here's my thing with that situation, especially with the Go-Go. Out of this whole feud and back and forth, a Go-Go's argument is the only one on either side that made sense as far as his gripe. And the problem with the whole Cody thing is, even I came in and I praised Cody's promo that he got a whole lot of backlash for because of the energy, the charisma, and the sentiment behind it. I loved it. But the problem was, instead of kind of just riding the ship, he decided to double down and, like Scoot said, not take L's and continue to just stack So much so that it honestly, it literally looked as though, hey, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to make sure you cheer for me at the end of this.
Yeah.
And it fell flat because, and again, love Cody. Everything Cody does, it's for the most part positive. Right. But at the end of this match, even him getting out of the ring and trying to run into the crowd, it still felt forced.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the only way that this can end up making more sense and actually being beneficial for him is if he turns heel. Cody would have to turn heel and take everything, just like how The Rock did when everybody was like, die, Rocky, die. He needs to flip that shit and use all of that energy and turn heel. Simple as that. And that way he can build up to that shit, rip that fucking stipulation that he has in half, and say, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to go after the AEW championship for whoever wins after, Omega's done.
Yeah.
So, well, see, and to go back, I think I mentioned it before. That's what Jim Cornette had originally thought was going to happen. He thought whoever was going to be champion was going to be such a villainous, evil champion to where Cody was like, okay, I have to go against my word and save the day. Like I have to right this evil, and that stipulation I said back then is now gone.
Yeah.
I need to become champion now to rid AEW of this evil, which that would have made sense to become the American Dream. But to turn this feud into a England versus Britain situation, I'm sorry, America versus Britain situation in 3 weeks, mind you, is wrong on Cody's part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even if you was listening to a Go-Go's promos, none of his promos were necessarily saying, oh, America is a shithole and I don't want to be here no more. It was just like, y'all got some things that's kind of fucked up here. But don't worry. When I'm done, I will gladly go back home.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can have this. I don't want it. My opportunities brought me here, but trust and believe, I'm going back. And the kind of like what you brought up, with Cody not wanting to take an L so much, he just piled on, and he was fucking Captain America at Double or Nothing. Like
when I first saw him, I definitely thought Apollo Creed. Before he was a top hat away from being Apollo Creed to me, but as soon as I saw the blonde hair, I was just like, oh no, that's Homelander. That is 100% Homelander. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, and just like I said before, it's like Cody gains nothing from winning this match, like at all. Which is why a lot of people feel like the wrong man won. Go-Go would have benefited so much more from this to where he could have gone on to, because I mean, he didn't look bad in this match. Of course, a little missteps here and there, but for the most part, he could have benefited from this. Like now it's like, okay, well, what happens now? Like what feud does he get into that's going to elevate him more so than this could have? So this is a complete disservice to him.
Did you not see the announcement for Friday?
Oh man, the tag match.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Go-Go and QT versus Cody and Dustin, yeah.
No, wait, or was it? Or no, Lee Johnson.
Oh, Lee Johnson. That makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, which still makes no sense. Like what? Like Dustin needs to get into some shit, man. What the fuck?
Dustin should have been the person to do all of this crap. Cody should have not. Cody should have been the guy at ringside, maybe like keeping QT at bay. But this should have all been Dustin versus QT. Maybe swap it to where it's a Cody and a Go-Go at ringside, like going after each other. Then you like split off from there. But this pay-per-view match should have been QT versus Dustin. Done.
Yeah.
And a rope match.
And what? Oh yeah, because he keeps bringing out the damn bull rope. Yes.
Look, man.
Yeah, but you know what? I changed my opinion. This was tied with the main event. But when we get to the main event, I'll let y'all know.
This was my worst match. Excuse me, least favorite. It wasn't my worst.
Like I said, no match to me was bad.
Exactly.
Every match is watchable, but for how it was booked and what happened, that's when you can put matches here, there. Exactly. And that's why this match is slightly above the Stadium Stampede.
Damn.
Slightly above it.
Well, I mean, going from something with somewhat little substance to a big beefy.
Before we move forward, I wonder how Homelander is going to recover from this.
I mean, shit, he didn't get hurt. He's impervious now. But he needs to turn heel. He needs to embrace that heel shit and get back to the nightmare.
Cause see, you know what? And even, I know we're about to move on. And see, even in the promo, what Cody said about, Brandy's almost due, baby coming, it would have made perfect sense for Go-Go to just beat the shit out of him with body shots and all that, to where it would have been like, yo, Cody got done so bad that he out. He's out.
Yeah.
Like, he still could have came back as a heel.
And then he's out.
Yeah.
And then that way he could have been with Brandy. Once the baby is born and a few months in, he could have came back either later on this year.
Right.
But yeah.
If he goes off TV for a while and comes back as heel, I'm just getting so tired of the fake blonde hair. Can we just that's just my only thing, but I think he's gonna be keeping that for a while.
I think so too.
But I think Mr. Lip was trying to transition to somewhere.
Yes. Oh, you mean for the big beefy burrito of a match?
The big beefy.
The big beefy boy brawl.
Oh, I like that. Okay, better. The big beefy boy brawl.
It's a lot of
and
beefs.
You know what? I said last week how I said about WWE missed opportunity of Pac. WWE missed out on the opportunity of this version of Rusev.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They missed out.
Since you just said Rusev, did y'all catch the sign for the Rusev Day? Yeah, somebody had a Bulgarian flag sign and it said Happy Rusev Day.
Nice.
Shout out to that thing.
Nice. Right. But if this Rusev, oh boy. Give that man the world title now.
Yeah.
If that Rusev was in WWE.
Him against McIntyre would have been so...
Would have been beautiful.
Oh, anyway.
See, WWE, you keep fucking up. You keep having these other people have all this fucking animosity when you kick them out or they leave. And you just you handcuff them and bury. Watch Ricochet gonna be it's not gonna be Ricochet. Ricochet is a pansy for WWE right now. I say that because he defends WWE people. That's why.
Yeah.
People try to fight for him and try to defend his talents, but he goes back and it's like,
and that's what I was saying before. Are we assuming that these people are not happy? Like Ricochet could be, granted his booking is trash. He might be enjoying what's happening right now.
You know what I call that? Stockholm syndrome.
You right.
I think we're overlooking the fact that he got caught with his hand in a cookie jar. So maybe he's just happy that they still have employed him. If you know, you know, fans.
Okay, big beefy boy brawl.
Lance kind of gave away how long this match was going to be when he pulled off the top rope moonsault that he does. He did that way too early. When he did that, I was like, oh shit, this match is not going to last that long. And
it didn't need to.
No, it didn't.
It
didn't. And I'm glad. Because I think it was mainly like, yeah, this is always gonna prove like how tough Miro is in this whole situation. But I think this was more so meant to build up how much of an imposing threat he was and how much of a heel and careless fuck that he is. Especially when you talk about the previous day where he gave Jake Roberts the cheap shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then to even fast forward to when Jake Roberts came out and tried to bring out the snake and him.
With that being said, the way I was watching it started to mess up. What happened with that?
The snake?
Yeah.
So Jake Roberts was going to come out with the snake, but Miro stopped all that.
Okay.
He then like started shaking the fucking bag around, to which I'm thinking, oh, you're trying to piss off a snake before you like drop it on somebody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He goes complete left field with that and just throws the snake down the entrance tube. And JR's acting like it's a crime against humanity, like he just murdered an animal.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was exactly that.
Yes,
and then he put he put Archer in the same version of that
Game Over.
Yeah, of the Game
that
Over
he
that he did with Darby.
Yeah,
which I expected more of a fight or a struggle from Archer, but I guess that's the way they're going to put over Miro. So who the fuck knows?
That's a pretty like legit finisher for a submission.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think I'd even try to get out of that.
Because I've always loved the people who have submissions, but then when they have the tougher opponent, they do something to tweak it. Like when like with Jericho, whenever he hit the walls of Jericho and he sits down with it, it turns into the Lion Tamer.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Miro, it's the game over, but if you're not tapping out from that camel clutch, let me just red y'all the way back with it. Like I remember that one time when I think it was Sasha Banks when she did the bank statement. She did something extra with it, and it was like, geez, like I love the people who have submission moves and they do that extra little move to tweak it to try to let you know that, all right, fam, I'm serious now. You need to tap out. You need to tap out.
Again, shout out to Sasha Banks.
Yes.
I just gotta say that because it's Sasha.
I mean, it's obligatory.
Yeah, there you go.
Big PC Boy Brawl ended with Miro retaining that TNT championship.
Let it be known that Archer did not tap.
He did not tap.
I like that they do that, but they're doing it a little too often.
The whole pass out, yeah.
Yeah, instead of an actual tap, yeah.
But Miro, just give them some pressure on it. Give them room to tap.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't just kill them. It's like,
since we're done talking about this match, I want to go back in time and be petty. Ha to Matt Hardy. You and Private Party did not win that match. So ha.
I mean, I will say this.
That was pretty close.
Yeah, Matt Hardy. At some points, I was out. If it hadn't been him like being a fucking heel, I would have been like, "Fuck, Matt Hardy's gonna win this shit."
I said what I said.
Which speaking, hold up. I'm sorry, AEW. You almost fucked it up because when they said Blade got hurt, and you substituted him with Serpentico for God knows what fucking reason. And somebody else got replaced too.
I thought they swapped out. I thought they swapped out Blade with the other member, Private Party. I didn't know.
No. Both Isaiah and Mark Quinn were both in there.
QT got hurt.
QT got hurt.
That's why Solo was in there.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And they said with Blade being hurt, Serpentico was taking his spot. And help me understand, maybe Jaeger, That's the way their entrance is, where Dr. Luther forces Serpentico to wrestle?
So, from what I mean, funny enough, they hadn't really been wrestling in these last couple weeks, but yeah, from what I caught prior, Luther just kind of uses Serpentico as a weapon half the time. Like Serpentico is like a mild-mannered or like even timid like luchador, and Luther literally throws Serpentico at opponents and uses him as a weapon.
Oh, okay, that's what you meant. Like, okay,
yeah.
I got it. Because when you say, I thought you were like, yo, he's an imposing threat, not as an instrument, of his own device.
Oh no,
okay.
no,
And,
yeah.
And
my own context.
And that's why Chaos Project is the ever rise of AEW.
Yikes.
I
don't know about that one.
Funny.
Man. If I see Serpentico and Luther, I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? Not like, oh.
They can get off my TV too.
Damn.
It's funny how you brought up Solo, because it's funny because when he came out, I wasn't paying attention. Out of my peripheral, I literally thought I was looking at Bo Dallas for a second. And then I realized, like, oh wait, no, that's not who that is. So,
damn,
get the factory off my TV.
All right, the next match.
But from there, the crowd definitely popped for this shit.
Oh yeah,
and it's well fucking deserved, because this match, was a good one.
Do I dare say, match of the night? In my opinion,
I didn't. I mean, of course, we expected to win, but this match went so back and forth.
I was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, exactly. And this is one of the prime matches that had me just like, well, fuck, Hikaru Shida might fucking retain.
Yo, there was a few times that I was sitting there like, look, I was sitting there waiting to get angry. I was waiting. I was waiting to get pissed off. I was waiting because I would have obliterated that match if it would have went the other way. But it was a great match. Even if Shida would have won, it was still a great match. But boy, oh boy, it was a duel.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are the type of matches that the women's division's championship picture needs to have on both this as well as what Rio and Deeb did for the NWA Women's Championship.
Yes.
This is how these matches should be going. They should be that intense. They should be that unpredictable, and they should literally have us on the edge of our seats. Same thing with Baker and Rosa in that unsanctioned match. The same thing with Shida and Thunder Rosa in their AEW Women's Championship match. See the theme here. Thunder Rosa needs to get back into this picture so we can have more of these matches. And Anna Jay needs to come back.
Thunder Rosa might end up being AEW Sasha Banks. With Thunder Rosa might be giving everybody their best matches.
Ooh.
It's possible.
She's a possibility that Thunder Rosa could be what Thunder Rosa could be what Sasha Banks is to WWE as far as giving women their best matches.
Yeah.
So
I see that.
When that inevitable clash of Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker for the women's title, that's going to be a match. I don't know if it's going to be at all out or full gear, but it's going to be a match.
Yeah, a big shout out to Britt Baker for, one, she has completely stepped her game up from looking at the first
from her
Dynamite.
debut.
Yeah. And then up to this point, like, just as far as, even her character work aside, just so like her in-ring shit, even when you go back and you think about the unsanctioned match and just the shit she's willing to go through, and the vignette that they gave for her, which, you could have easily put that as a face deal, but just to show the work that she's put in, it's just like, damn. And, it's a sidebar. I always thought Britt Baker was an attractive person. But when they showed in that vignette, just regular, without fucking makeup, Adam Cole, you lucky son of a bitch.
Hey, man.
Bay.
So yeah, good job. Put a ring on that.
Oh, it might happen now.
It's got to happen. But that aside, I know that Baker is a heel and all this, but one of the touching moments in this was that hug at the end between her and Skee-Von.
Yes.
Oh,
you would have thought she was a fucking face after that.
I mean, Skee-Von said if she wins it, I'm gonna go give her a hug. I mean, he said he was gonna do it. So
I love the that's what I'm saying. Like I love the build that they had. Like even when she came back from like the injuries that she had, and how she kept like forcing him to be her friend and the shit like that. Like she was only talking to him, but to see that happen like that, it's like, well, damn. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Good shit.
But yeah,
sorry, I'm still thinking about her without that makeup. But
it is now the DMD era. Congratulations,
yes.
Dr. Baker. May your reign be long.
It's well deserved and it's much needed. It's apropos how it is now, especially with the fact that now fans are going to start being in attendance, and it shows the direction of an era actually changing.
Right.
So, will she continue to be a heel, or will she go on to be like a tweener or something like that?
The only way I see the heel dynamic change is if she goes against Jade.
Ooh.
Oh shit!
That's the only way I see that heel dynamic changing, if she goes against Jade.
Man, two all ego women like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But other than that, I can see her staying herself because yes, she's a heel, but I can see her staying the way she is throughout it all. Except for maybe against Jade.
I love Bitch Baker.
I like that shit. I was say I like that. Fucking yes.
Like let's have that. Like yeah.
But guys, can we put the love for Britt Baker aside and give our former AEW Women's Champion her due respect?
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Shida, the outfit change made you look a little bit like Riho, but it looked great on you. You saw her get emotional, like coming down the ramp.
Yes.
Yeah. She locked that shit up real quick though.
Yeah. Oh, like I was like, oh damn. All right.
Yeah.
The only personal beef I had with Shida, she wasn't there enough.
Yeah.
But as far as being a champion and having a belt, I didn't mind it.
Right.
But
so I saw on some kind of a page for it on social media, but they're like, they nerfed Shida. They gave her Riho's gear and all that.
I mean, it's funny that you say that because she might end up just saying fuck the AEW Women's Championship and just going for the NWA Women's Championship.
It's a possibility.
It's likely.
And it would be well deserved. But here's the thing. She's a champion that got a send-off before losing that title.
Yes.
Very true.
That ceremony. So,
that's why I wonder if she's going back to Japan after this.
I think we're not going to see her for a little bit.
Yeah.
Go take a vacation. Eat some more Reese's peanut butter cups. A lot of people won't get that, but
There's what was it? She was champ for 370 some odd days, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she's officially the longest reigning AEW champion.
Yep.
So
that's a milestone to beat. I don't think it's going to be beat for maybe Kenny.
But I mean,
possibly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Deasley said it. Mr. Deasley said it without saying it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Dr. Britt Baker, though.
I guess I did say it without saying it.
Yeah,
but
you said it without saying it, but Dr. Baker, though.
I mean, look, if some of y'all didn't pay attention to that vignette, just go back and watch it, and then you'll see what I'm saying.
I plan on seeing Dr. Baker in person at Comic Palooza. So
this is true. These are facts.
I think we all knew. So ha to y'all not in Houston. She's coming down here.
Yeah.
Hopefully with Coley Cole.
So
that'd be cool.
Dr. Britt Baker though.
And so now we got an icebreaker. Now we got an icebreaker.
God damn it.
Yep.
So, but yeah, we need to get a tag shirt made just for her.
Yep, I agree.
Yes. Yeah.
But
so
yeah,
that way DMD can be part of T.A.G.
Yeah, hey, Scoot's the one that threw that in the ether when he came on here last week.
He sure as fuck did.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta will it in the atmosphere. You gotta will it out there.
There you go. So
gotta make it happen.
Again, congratulations to Britt Baker for winning what we knew needed to happen, and thankfully she won because Scoot was gonna shit all over AEW Women's Division as a whole. Well, no, just the championship.
To be honest with you, I probably would have been so pissed. I probably would show the whole show. The whole show.
Shit.
The whole show.
Damn.
Well then, you know what? AEW, thank you for making the right decision, because one thing we don't need is Scoot treating AEW like he treats Matt Hardy. So
exactly.
Look, I feel like Private Party really lost out the most in that. Because
they did.
No,
did you see what they were wearing? They weren't even wearing ring gear.
Not only that, but they were supposed to get half of their percentage knocked off if Matt won.
Yeah.
Oh shit! They're still giving that 30. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he said if I win, I'll cut my percentage, my minuscule percentage in half to 15%.
Oh well.
Oh.
They need to break away from the Hardy office.
I think they're going to be staying with him for a minute. I think Butcher and Blade and Bunny will get off him before Private Party does.
Possibly.
Like it looks tacky on them, but they are developing well.
Yeah, as characters, yeah, and heels, I'm fine with it. I'm glad Isaiah brought his scream back.
Oh yeah,
I appreciated that.
That little squeal that he does.
Yeah. It's a little flavor text on there. But
when we move forward though, DMD. I was so happy.
That's right.
Call him Scooter Skiavone.
So, keep that in mind. You might see that next week. Who knows? Or this week, or some week. This one I think had us all kind of just surprised, because I went into this worried than a motherfucker, but I was pleasantly surprised by what was delivered. And that's the Sting and Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page match.
Yeah.
Everybody who said Sting need to stop it, I still think he need to slow down, because again, you don't want to press your luck. I felt that the cinematic match was good. You could have ended off on that note. I thought this was going to be pushing it, doing this whole live shit, and I stood by that. And then I seen the risk that he took, the bumps that he took, and the way that they laid this match out, and I was like, all right, you can't get no better than that. Let's leave it at this. I'm okay with them winning. Sting and Darby, that is.
Yeah.
My only problem is that what do you do from this point? Because I'm still in the camp of Darby and Sting need to be off TV unless they're going to do this whole Dark Order thing. But they just need to not be on TV for a bit. So where I love the way that they did this match, love how it was laid out, love what Sting was able to do, love that he picked up the win, love how he got the Scorpion Death Drop on Scorpio, with that reversal. But I'm still very cautious about this, and I don't think they need to continue to push for Sting being in the ring like this. So,
this is only his second match in 3 months, right? 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Not to say that he's been shying away from the ring, But no, I mean I feel like they've been appropriately keeping him distant, but still keeping him out of ring presence.
Yeah.
He looks a little he's a little bit like a broken fighter character when he swings a bat around, and that makes six dudes afraid of him. But yeah, Sting showed up and the crowd popped all over the place for him.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever heard "You Still Got It" that many times. And I mean it was deserved. Like Sting, props to you. Like, I do not anywhere near expect you to be doing this on a weekly basis.
Please don't.
Yeah, no. Please. However, though, I could see you coming back around for All Out. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know in what capacity. I don't know what the feud will be at that point. But I gotta admit, I loved the Scorpion Deathlock on Scorpio. No, I'm sorry, on All Ego, while Scorpio was doing his submission on Darby, and then the little slap box right there.
Yeah.
Like, brilliant, like a beautiful little spot there. But yeah, he did actually get that Scorpion Deathlock on Scorpio at one point. But great match. I was not mad at the result either, even though, like the rest of y'all, I did want to see Scorpio versus Darby.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, and I'm glad you said, as soon as you said the whole slapbox thing, that just reminded me. Darby, is your Achilles okay, man? Because when Ethan tossed you from the ring,
seriously,
over the barricade, your Achilles slammed directly on top of that barricade. You got to stop letting Ethan Page.
He loves that shit.
Yeah, I get he loves it. But Ethan Page is not the person to do this to you. I think Ethan Page takes some type of joy out of throwing you off of shit.
From the stairs to the ring.
Yeah, he threw you on top of your family.
He threw him clear across.
Remember, Ethan Page also said that he's the reason why Darby has metal in his elbow.
Yeah. That's Darby's supervillain right there. That's his arch nemesis.
Seriously. Back when I still thought Scorpio and Ethan Page were going to win this, I definitely saw Darby getting launched as like his little, that's going to knock him out for the match, and now it's just going to be Sting versus these two. Sting's going to go down in a blaze of glory but still lose it.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong, but
it almost looked like that though.
I thought it was going to be that count out.
I thought he did the Ego's Edge to Darby, and I was like, damn, he had that much strength to throw, but there was on the replay.
Yeah. Just yeeted him.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, you want to be reunited with your brothers? Then here. There you
go. Yeah, I think Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky took a lot of enjoyment in being in this match with Sting. I guess the same way that I guess Hobbs would have been. So, yeah,
I don't know if I like their team moniker though. Ethan Page and Sky. Their team moniker, well, on their little Titantron video, it was Men of the Year.
Oh, huh.
Yeah. So I don't know if I like that little moniker so much, but
Men of the Year.
I like their individual monikers. Yeah.
All Ego and
Face of Revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. After looking at this, I was saying that they would benefit more from winning this match, but at the end of the day, this doesn't really hurt them at all, both Scorpio and Page. So, yeah, my decision on this has changed. The only thing that hasn't changed is what needs to happen with Darby. Jaeger, you actually changed my mind on this because I felt like with what you're saying with them, if they do have Sting just go each pay-per-view of the year, since they only do about 4, if they're able to lay out each match for Sting prior to that happening, then I think he can have a good send-off, run.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if that's the case, if they can put it off like this, then I'm cool with that. But just don't get overzealous. Sting, don't have that wrestling bug bite you too hard to where you start taking chances.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, so they got away with another one with Sting. So you're already doing better than WWE did. So kudos to y'all for that shit. But
I mean, is that on Sting or is that on Rollins?
Well, and me being in attendance for that fucking match, Sting's last match in WWE, which could have easily ended his fucking career. That shit was scary to watch.
Yeah,
because just watching that buckle bomb and then watching Sting try to continue and watching him hit the ropes and then body just completely buckle down and just like stop, and him try to continue the match to where it's like he just went limp. It was just fuck that shit. That was a bad way to kind of go because that was the main event for that night too.
Yes,
exactly.
So,
yeah,
damn shame, but To go from talking about a main event that happened in WWE to talking to one of the co-main events, one fantastic triple threat match for the AEW World Championship. I'm going to start off by saying, God damn, Kenny. He made sure he showed up with all those fucking belts.
He really did.
Draped in fucking gold. Love the aesthetic. He didn't pull off Ultimo Dragon though, but this is about as good as it's gonna get in modern times. So yeah, and I don't know if they changed the way either he shined the AAA belt or they just changed it up, but that belt looked a lot more shiny than it usually looks.
I think they shined it.
Oh, okay.
Because I know it definitely looks a little bit more matte than it does glossy like that.
Yeah. I was about to say, I thought I was tripping for a second. I was like, what other belt did he get that I wasn't paying attention to? But yeah, it was AAA. But yeah, shouts out to Pac needs a fucking title. Pac needs a fucking title. He is too fucking good.
Yes,
he really is.
Period. Like, yeah, I can give praise to Cassidy for being in this match with these two, but like Pac, man, and not Pac-Man, but Pac, man,
man.
he just fucking delivers, man. And again, and I know we keep bringing up WWE with who they fucking let down with everybody, but
boy,
you really dropped a fucking ball. With Neville.
They did.
You allowed this man to sit at home for damn near 7 to 9 months.
And this could have been the version y'all got.
Yes. Yes. The way that they protect the one-winged angel is fucking crazy. Like, they make it seem like it's the most imposing, threatening force in all of AEW.
Where did that come from?
The one-winged angel?
No, the whole protection of that move.
From New Japan.
Okay.
Ever since he was in the juniors, that move has been pretty much protected. I don't think I've ever seen anybody kick out of it only other than Coda.
I don't mind it, but it's not like you was about to say. It's not the most devastating looking move.
Yeah, and as you watch it, he will attempt the one-winged angel more times than he'll hit it.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's good.
Yeah, no, it is because of how well it's built. Once he gets you with it, you're done. I don't know why they decided this is going to be the most protected move in all of wrestling right now, but but I'm here for it.
It's because it's the move that sent AJ Styles to WWE.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because after Wrestle Kingdom, when AJ Styles lost to Shinsuke, I think it was the next show after that where Bullet Club came out and Kenny came and he gave AJ Styles one winged angel after he turned.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that shit, but
again, I'm gonna go brush up on my Bullet Club history.
I will say the funny part is Kenny was my third favorite person in this match compared to Pac and Cassidy, because this is the Cassidy I can dig. He can still have the laissez-faire attitude, but he was still fighting. But Kenny did give me the most heelish thing I think I would ever do if I was a wrestler. He proceeded to hit Pac with every fucking title he had, and I thought that was fucking amazing. He was like, hey, throw me the AAA. Bow.
Yeah.
Throw me the Impact. Bow. Wait a minute. Give me the AEW.
TNA. Yeah.
He hit that man with every fucking time. I thought that was amazing.
I love how that legitimately was what it took to knock Pac out of interfering anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Pac for his heel move of that night, as Orange Cassidy is about to get that pop for the pockets, and Pac just says nope and knocks him in the nuts. It's like that is an absolute bastard move. Bravo, sir.
Yeah.
And really, really, more and more, I really do not want to see Don Callis on my TV anymore.
Then he's doing his job.
Yeah, he is, and that's what I was about to say with that, because and I'm glad, because it's another reason why Kenny is also protected, because if you think about how the match went, they allowed Kenny to get pretty much everything out before they even allowed the real heel shit to come into play, because even with Don Callis on commentary, they waited until he looks like, oh shit, Kenny might be in trouble. All right, let me intervene. And then from that point, it was a domino effect of, okay, well, him pulling the ref out the ring, Kenny hitting the ref when he couldn't stop the submission from Pac, to the title carousel.
Yeah.
So this shit, and another thing with Cassidy, this shows how much Cassidy benefits from the fans, and that's not a slight on Cassidy at all. It's just the fact that it's just the way that his character is, it's fed on by the fans. It's one of those things where it's it shows his mystique. Yes, he's good in the ring. Yes, his character's nonchalant, and it's something that's appealing. But with the fans being invested, it shows his appeal to where you see why he was being pushed so much earlier beforehand, because that's fucking merchandise right there. Even so much with that one kid when they had fans, the one that was dressed like Orange Cassidy every week, just the shit like that,
And kind of like with Yeager's, and Yeager also called it by saying Cassidy was going to be the one to take the pin.
Oh yeah. They have to protect Pac at all costs, because with Cassidy being a fan favorite like that, he's untouchable when it comes to like fanfare. If Pac would have took that pin, it would have gave him less to gripe about. He would have been he wouldn't be able to walk around just how he did for this past year, where where he felt like he was being overlooked. Even now he didn't take the pin. He can now gripe about, okay, well, I don't have a one-on-one match. People keep stopping me from winning this title because everybody keeps getting pinned. Just give me Kenny one-on-one so I can handle this. I know I can beat him, and he's proven that. But give Pac the FTW title just for right now. Something. Just keep him away from Miro, because I don't want that shit to happen.
That said, I kind of want to see Pac versus Brian Cage now.
I'm down with it. I'm down with Pac versus anybody. Pac makes everybody look good when he's in the ring with them too, because he's Pac, man. I'd say justice for Pac, but he's not in WWE anymore, and he's being built the right way. So shit, he just doesn't have gold.
Yes.
Let him win the New Japan World Championship. Shit.
Let him go to New Japan. Let him take it off Mox.
The
U.S. title.
U.S. Ooh. I never would have considered that.
That would be his way into defending that for New Japan. Oh, that'd be cool. But we got to see how that goes because they fucking love Mox.
Yeah. And it's funny how you say they love Mox because it seems like the crowd just happens to love the goddamn Inner Circle.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
There was a reveal.
And I held up because I was going to say something when I was talking about Sting, but I'm glad that you stopped me, Scoot, because I get to bring that up now. So, Mark Henry was announced as an analyst, a coach, and then something else. I don't know if they said I don't know. I don't think he's gonna be doing commentary, but I mean, I'm assuming analyst kind of goes in that same spectrum. But
yeah.
For those of you who don't know, because this is something that I'm kind of close to. My family has history with Mark Henry because my dad, for one, I was born in Silsbee, so that's where Mark Henry's from. My dad used to watch Mark Henry like a long time ago, so that's why with this I was like, oh shit. But the reason that's not what I was bringing Mark Henry further. I'm just giving you context. But the Sting thing, with Sting coming back and everybody saying, hey, watch what you do as far as a few matches here and there. The reason why, and the same thing with Big Show. Big Show, I would not want to see Big Show in the ring. Mark Henry's gone on record to state that he wanted to have, a last run or last match, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say the same thing that you would say about Sting or Big Show in this situation. And I'm not coming from a bias on saying that. You would know if I was coming from a bias because I would clearly say it. But with Mark Henry having the moniker of the world's strongest man and him actually continuing to compete in all these events as far as for showcases of strength proves that he stays in shape and he always looks damn good. He's somebody who's believable in this situation where I can see him doing the same thing that Christian's doing, even probably going above that as far as to being an imposing big man, because again, AEW lacks that within their company. And I think with him being a coach, I think he's also there to do what I assume what Big Show was going to be there for, and that's to teach other people how to be a good big man. But at the same time, Big Show is not the innovator of the Hall of Pain. So it only makes sense that you would have somebody of that caliber come in for this role, and then to lead by example by actually showing in the ring how to conduct like a big man. So yeah, I am definitely all for this. I am all for this.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. Like I had no issues with it. Mm-hmm. Especially since it was rumored for the longest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'd love to see him manage Brian Cage once he gets kicked out of Team Taz.
Interesting.
I think
not saying get in the ring, but
yeah, no, I think he might end up helping out Hobbs.
Ooh,
because with the way that Hobbs showed himself in the Battle Royale, and it's weird because even Hobbs wasn't. Well, I mean, granted, he had a match that night, but you haven't really seen Hobbs with Team Taz like the past few weeks. Like he's been here and there, but again, like the previous last week, he was brawling with Cage and Christian Cage. And then before that, when they were coming out, he wasn't one of the ones that came out. So
true.
But it's interesting to see what's going on with that. But that's another big man that they're going to need. Same thing with Brian Cage. So maybe they're finding a way to break away from that. I would hate to see Team Taz break up like that, but you know, if there's better things on the horizon for these guys, I'd rather them pursue that. Same thing with Anthony Ogogo. Keep this motherfucker away from the factory. I'm sorry, not keep him, separate him from the fucking factory and have him be his own fucking thing. But yeah, again, I'm gonna second that again. I'm cool with this whole Mark Henry thing. Still, AEW, be careful with bringing over previous WWE talent, because there's still some people you can bring over with the certain releases and everything like that. But if you keep bringing over people, it's going to start to sour on who you bring over, even if it is acceptable.
I'm starting to see it more and more as we keep on bringing in, as AEW keeps on bringing in more and more former WWE talent. I'm seeing WCW 2.0 this and that, and I'm seeing like TNA or another ROH or whatever the hell you want to call it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's you're getting full.
Yeah, y'all probably got two more people at max.
Yeah,
and that doesn't apply to women though.
Yeah, and they're only one bad pick away from just making the whole thing sour.
Ooh.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
That might be a topic of conversation later on.
Like who could be the bad pick?
Who could be the bad seed and all that?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, with that out the way.
Better not ever be fucking Ryback, I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna have to take a break from the AEW for a minute.
Oh shit. Look. Fucking shit. Look, hey, no, I'm not. You know, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
Another time.
Yeah, I can't talk, because if I speak it into the ether, it may actually end up happening. So
yeah.
So this Stadium Stampede.
This was the corniest start to what I felt was a overall pretty good match.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
I'll say solid 7. But started off so fucking corny.
Yeah, and look, again, like the aesthetics of them coming off, you know.
I thought they were gonna do a Darby Allin. I thought they were gonna do a Darby Allin and slide down.
I can't look.
Didn't work like that, so I was just like, they're just awkwardly hanging there.
It's weird, because again, for those of us who were, you know, around during the Attitude Era and with the whole Owen Hart thing, it's, you know, it's not something that anybody should like take lightly. Like, again, you can take all the precautions in the world, but I mean, at the same time, I feel like when you do spots like this, how necessary is it?
Exactly.
You know, and this is why I felt like this one situations where it was just unnecessary. Like you already have an over the top match. You know, yeah, you have the precautions, you have all this, but it only takes one wrong thing to fuck everything up. You know, and this is why I kind of sour on situations like this. And the same thing with Darby Allin, but it's weird with Darby, because, you know, with him, yeah, you wouldn't want anything to happen to him, but for him, it's like, well, fuck, he's gonna have the mentality of, well, if I die doing it, then, you know, it was probably worth it. So it's kind of hard to have the same mentality with that. And yeah, these guys might feel the same way, but they don't have that in-ring demeanor where it's like, you know,
especially when you have Jericho all casted up still.
And there you go. It's like, why would you want to take that unnecessary risk going into this heat-fueled match? You know?
Right.
But yeah, this whole thing started off very, I mean, corny in a way. It had some corny spots as well. One of my main gripes, again, was this whole pre-recorded shit. Like, I don't think it needed to be pre-recorded. I think you really could have had this match going on live, and then having them brawl more so through the crowd and everything like that. I love the fact that you had everybody kind of separated and brawling it out here and there. Granted, corny spots aside. Yeah, I'm on the fence about it, because I get like both of your points, and I know Scoot is probably gonna rip into this.
but I'm letting y'all get y'all.
Yeah,
no, that's why I wanted to say it first. I'm giving you all that shine for it.
Yeah, same.
Y'all get it all out.
And I will say this, as far as like the ending of it, in my opinion, I felt like it made sense for Sammy to take the win in all this, but
yeah.
but it at the end it still kind of fell flat with him and Spears in the ring, because there were still points where kind of just like kind of dragged on, and I wish that it would have been everybody either outside the ring kind of just doing their own thing, or wrestling or fighting it out
Or
here and
throughout
there.
the Daily's place, yeah.
Yeah, while Spears and Guevara were in the ring. But because it just had them there, then as soon as that bell rang, you had the rest of Inner Circle come out. It was like, well, where the fuck were y'all at?
That was my question, particularly because of Santana and Ortiz having their apparently bar brawl or club brawl. That I'm gonna tell FTR and Tully right now. Y'all looked like y'all were missing from the set of the YMCA song. Like just the way that y'all were lined up at the bar. Like I feel like y'all were just Village People extras. Nothing against the Village People, but yeah. Aside from that, no, I just really wanted to see where the hell that elevator went to when Santana and Cash were in there. It was just like, okay, so we only had the one fight with them. Shout out to Conan though for being the DJ that night.
Yeah, shout out.
But
yeah, and my props go to Wardlow and Hager, because just the way they like to just beat each other up, and the spots that they did with going through the wall and going through the freeze, stuff like that, is just like cool, But at the same time, still, this was I'm still on the fence. I can't even rate this because I'm just all over the place with it. So
I gotta say, I appreciated some of the cornier spots, like Sammy like running down Spears with the golf cart, or even this was probably the more corny between the two of them, but like Spears in a whole room full of chairs. I was like, okay, that's appropriate. Although corny. Jericho and MJF was just like a comedy bit. Let's just call that as it was. I mean, some of it was funny. The others were just like, all right, guys. When did they transition from the recorded bits to the live, though? That was where I was. I guess once they started getting thrown back to Daly's place with Jericho and MJF.
I don't know. I kept assuming that it was just they probably just had that shit going, and then all of a sudden once the time kind of went to when the video started playing out, then you had Spears and Guevara go to the arena and just start brawling out as if they've been fighting this whole time.
No, remember Jericho and MJF showed up first.
They did.
That's right. See, again, I blocked it out.
Yeah, Jericho and MJF showed up first. Then Guevara and
Spears.
Spears showed up after.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll wait to talk about the ending of that and give Scoot the floor so he can kind of handle business.
Let me clear the vocals. Make sure my voice is crisp.
What's that meme where it's like that one guy's like cracking his neck, stretching and shit?
I hated this Stadium Stampede as much as I hated the last one.
Aw.
I hate to be that guy. This was stupid. Because you had them coming down like SEAL Team 6 members. How did they start all in this one area and all went drastically different directions? Hager and Wardlow were battling in the back and everything, which their stuff wasn't bad. The only issue I was having with them, it was like, Hager, if you don't take over and start beating the shit out of this man, you are an MMA fighter. If you don't start fighting this man instead of letting Wardlow just pick on you and beat you up, the Guevara and Spears situation, I thought it was a little cool, but it was corny. Him sitting in a room full of chairs, I actually, honestly, if it wasn't for Guevara and Spears, I would have completely hated this match. They were the reasons why I actually enjoyed this match. I think Guevara and Spears were the MVPs of this match, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Jericho and MJF. I'm starting to see a little bit what Cornette is saying about Jericho. That everything Jericho is doing is probably shit that got rejected when he was in WWE, and now he's able to do it now. From the dinner debonair to all this other shit, I'm starting to see that maybe Cornette might be right about Jericho. That Jericho is trying to get all these little ideas out that he couldn't do when he was in WWE. He's able to do it now. Proud and Powerful and FTR, it looked like they was in the Streets of Rage level.
I wasn't gonna say it.
They looked like they was in the Streets of Rage level, especially with Conan changing the music because they started beating up everybody. Like, why? Why did y'all just start beating up everybody?
Yeah.
Getting back to Jericho and MJF, you fight throughout the whole Daily's place. You ran into Urban Meyer and Charlie Strong of the Jacksonville Jaguars. They just happened to be there the Sunday night of Double or Nothing. They just happened to be there. Okay, whatever, to get that little pop of, hey, that's our head coach. Hey, whatever. Them hitting the sign of Tony Khan's father, and Jericho's like, oh, you're in trouble now. No. It wasn't good. It was not good to me at all. Like I said, Spears and Guevara saved this. And there was one idea, mainly because with everybody being separate so much, one idea I thought that would have made this match better to me, especially how it ended. Yeah. They should have did a weird stipulation with this match. Since everybody was kind of separate, they should have did one of those situations to where it would have been a best of 5 situation. Because
he agrees.
Jericho or MJF could have got the pin on one another, and that would have been a point for whomever.
Yeah.
Wardlow, I mean, most likely Hager would have ended up beating Wardlow because
MMA
Wardlow was choke slammed through the whatever. So that would have been a point for Inner Circle. And then Proud and Powerful and FTR could have traded to where it would have been tied 2-2. That way, when Guevara and Spears got to the arena and got to the ring, they would have been the tiebreaker to ultimately decide if Inner Circle stays a group or does the Pinnacle win. I would have enjoyed that more because I would have enjoyed that little kind of a stipulation more because it would have made sense. The fact that 8 other people just magically stopped fighting.
Yeah.
Like Jericho and MJF was in the crowd. They did not go back to them at all.
They left them.
For all we know, Wardlow is still choke slammed in that stuff. Did Cash Cash get beat up so bad that he's stuck on the elevator? Like, what the fuck? Like, how are there 10 people in the 11 if you want to count Tully? There are all these people, but the camera was only focused on this at the moment. And that was one of the issues I had last year's Stadium Stampede. It was like you had all this going on, then you had fucking Matt Jackson hitting the locomotion from end zone to end zone while all this is happening. You got this happening with the Hardys and Proud and Powerful and Matt Hardy switching outfits and all that other shit. And it was like, you know what? Yep, I'm over it. I'm done. And it was kind of almost the same thing with this one. Yeah. To me, they made MJF look like a complete fucking joke. There's no way like, yeah, they can do some things to save MJF to make him look better. But as far as this, they made this man look like a complete fucking joke. Fighting a one-arm man because Jericho only had one arm. Like, I was
that never clicked. See, that's crazy. That never once clicked to me, and now that you say it, it's like, yeah, that is pretty fucked up.
He fought a one-armed man and was getting beat from room to room to room, which he was getting some offense in here and there. And Jericho was completely not selling his arm injury.
He's got a bionic elbow.
Well, no, he was doing this whole checking the tape or whatever, messing with it. But he was, you're right. He was never in pain from it or whatever.
Yeah, he was never in pain. So this was not it. I'm glad the Inner Circle won because I didn't want to see the Inner Circle split, but I wasn't feeling because then now that leaves the Pinnacle to be like, well, hey, we're 1-1. We gotta settle this now.
Oh, they're definitely gonna do something at All Out. I can't see them not at this point. Then,
if this feud continues to fucking September, then Jesus Christ.
You know what? Probably not September. It'll probably go to July or something. They'll have a special on AEW, and then
with this match.
Yeah, they're saving grace.
This was the match where I was kind of dozing off, like, man, this is happening. This was the match where I was in my sleepy state because Pac, Omega, and Cassidy woke me up, and I was like, hell yeah, this was like. And the bad part about this, and I don't want the people to just think I'm just shitting on this. These are 10 talented individuals. Oh, it wasn't like this was a match full of just people. No, these were 10 talented individuals. We have the legendary Chris Jericho. We have Santana and Ortiz, who's tag team specialists. FTR, my favorite tag team in AEW. You have Spears, who I think is underrated. Guevara, who I think is underrated. Wardlow and Hager was doing a big beefy boy brawl. So I don't get how this just was bad to me. And matter of fact, now they about tied because I really hated the last one too. So yeah, both Stadium Stampedes are about tied to me. So, but yeah, if y'all had anything good to say, I'm sorry. but yeah, I just was not feeling this at all.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I've never been a real big fan of the Stadium Stampede matches, just because, like, I would have rather, especially when it comes like to faction warfare. You do have the blood and guts, aka the War Games match, but then I would have really appreciated, especially with what we've seen with the backstage brawls and everything. I would have really appreciated just individual matches. Because they've already set it up. Yeah, Hager, Wardlow, Guevara and Spears, FTR, Proud and Powerful, Jericho, MJF. Like, you already have it set up to where you see that these are the matchups here. It's like, why not just have these individual matches instead? For some reason. But I feel that if they are going to stretch this out, they need to take a break from this. Have Jericho go away, just like you said, going toward Fozzy. And let this kind of die down and just maybe have this whole rubber match thing eat at Pinnacle, not so much to where it takes over everything, but just kind of in the back of the mindset where they still able to do the other shit. But, once Jericho gets back, it's like, oh yeah, it's been gnawing at me. I need to make sure that we, scratch this gnawing itch and then take care of it from there.
When does Jericho go on tour?
I think July.
According to let me let you know exactly when.
If it's July, then I see them like squeezing out a third one and then calling it quits.
Oh no, they can't do that. They better not.
I mean, my perspective on it was this was perfect for Pinnacle to win because, like we already discussed, Jericho's going on tour, and where does that put everybody else? You could actually have Santana and Ortiz go up against the Bucks, especially now that they beat Mox and Kingston. You could have Sammy Guevara take on Miro, just try and run against maybe Scorpio Sky because he wants to stay in that TNT title picture.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could go fucking anywhere with Sammy Guevara.
Jericho tour is from July 14th to October 9th.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say it right now. They're gonna probably go a third match before his tour. The only person that I would see missing out on or getting left in the dust here is kind of Hager. But if Jericho goes with Jericho going on tour, he could maybe just be muscle or management for Sammy Guevara. With the Inner Circle winning now, I can't see them not doing a third match.
Wait. I don't know why I didn't think about it before.
Blood and Guts was Pinnacle's Inner Circle wins one, and now
not even that. Because I kept trying to figure out what. Because this right here, if they're doing it this way, this might be a way that they can reignite the feud. If Pride and Powerful now with Inner Circle being major faces right now,
right?
Pride and Powerful is your face tag team. They could be next up to go against the Bucks or beat the Bucks.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking
that would open up the door for FTR to kind of snowball that getting the Pinnacle back into good graces as far as being on the winning end, where they go against Pride and Powerful and they actually beat them for those tag titles. So where it kind of ignites, maybe not in a full on hey, faction against faction, but more of a hey, we still feuding here and there, but we got our beefs individually. So I think that might be their best course of action, because I do not want to see a full on just Pinnacle versus Inner Circle match at all.
No, even with this match, I'm on board with Scoot here. I definitely would have been happier if it was a best of 5 match to where everybody got their own shine time. But yeah, I really don't know what the hell they can do to cap this off except for maybe a best of 5.
Well, I feel like Pinnacle should have went, 2-1 out.
Oh, definitely.
With this, definitely. But it's because of that fucking stipulation that made this a big issue. Yeah, because Inner Circle would have never, been hurt off of any of this. They could have easily gone off TV for a bit and then came back, revitalized, gone after the tag titles, had, Young Bucks, beat Moxley and Kingston.
But it's kind of like what you just said. Hager would have been the only one affected by this.
Yeah. Negatively, yeah.
Because Proud and Powerful would have became a tag team and would have been trying to go for the titles. Sammy would have been Sammy and tried to, TNT, whatever. Chris, whenever Chris came back, Chris is gonna be okay.
Regardless, Jericho, yeah.
Hager would have been the one that would have been in trouble.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Who knows, man? But I guess, and it's funny how everybody is griping on the fact that we all agreed that the triple threat match should have been the one to main event the show, but it's that old WWE thing where it's you never want to send the fans home mad, even though they continuously do it over and over again. But you send the fans home with a heel win. And then if you take Kenny's win and his celebration versus how the show went off the air with everybody singing Judas, it's hard to go against that whole just deal, and that's the only saving grace. Yeah, that's the only saving grace they have, because even I was damn, I miss fans being in attendance, and that there proves it, and it's a good visual. It's just the match was unnecessary. It didn't need to happen, Yeah. So, that was a Stadium Stampede. Shit.
Yeah, that was Stadium Stampede.
But yes, but I still stand by, my overall feelings on this whole pay-per-view. I enjoyed the fuck out of it.
Same.
Same thing with the whole fans being attendance. It's you can't, it's a wrestling show is not a wrestling show without fans in attendance. Being able to just emote, the best way that they can. It's weird. I mean, case in point, match this up with anything that's gone on in the Thunderdome, in the beginning of COVID and shit, how just dead it was. And just lifeless, and just hell, look at last year's WrestleMania. You look at it like that, thinking about how just atrocious that shit was. So
I think it's even worse that they added in the fake cheers and applause. I don't know.
But you know what's funny though? A lot of the wrestlers have been saying that they love that they did that.
Really? Just to give them some semblance of a reality, I guess.
Sasha, when Sasha was on the Broken Skull sessions, she was saying that those piped in crowd noises was helping her so much.
All right.
So,
well, I mean, I agree with that, but when I hear that, as that coming from somebody who wrestled in that last year's WrestleMania to like no sound whatsoever. And then you get the chimed in sound, and it's like, well, shit, yeah, anything is better than that shit. So, it helped me a lot. Because of course, anybody else, I'd rather go through chimed in shit than like just dead silence. Because, like, again, if you look at that WrestleMania last year and you just kind of go through each and every match, it's like it's almost as if that WrestleMania was completely unwatchable.
Almost.
Outside of the Firefly Funhouse match, and the Undertaker AJ Styles match, cinematic match.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I do agree with her. I'm sure it did help her. It helped me when I was watching WWE at times after that point. But it did get obnoxious after the fact because especially when they chime in shit for Charlotte, that's unnecessary. But that's conversation for another time. Either way.
Well, before we go.
For sure.
I came in third place with 4-6. Jaeger was 5-5.
No. I'm sorry.
No,
I fucked up.
We're tied.
We're tied. I fucked up.
Oh, yeah, tied?
I thought Deeb lost. Hence my apology earlier.
I came in at 4-6. These two are tied at 5-5.
6-4.
6-4.
6-4. My bad. 6-4.
You're good.
So, with that being said, I don't know how they're gonna break said tie to see who was the better predictionist, but they were both tied at 6-4.
I think whoever gets to Britt Baker at Comic Palooza first wins.
You know what? Here. I'll make it. I'll make it even better. If she remembers the story.
You bastard.
If she does, then I'll take that as a W. I highly doubt she even will. However, she does, then I'll take that W. However, she doesn't, it's all you, sir.
If that does mean you take all my Halloween candy. Shit.
Yes. Candy. Fuck yeah.
On video.
But yeah, outside of everything that because we pretty much threw it all out there. Are there actually any final thoughts that any of us have on this?
It's better than their last show.
Yeah, better than that.
I mean, look. So we had the fans go home angry on 2 accounts now. So if this would have resulted, if we would have made a trifecta here, then yeah, AEW would have been in some deep waters. So I'm happy that AEW put out a damn good show, with and without the results being what we did or did not want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cody, you need to stop letting these guys or stop taking away the shine from these guys that you're bringing up. Yeah. I can only hope that Agogo does something on Friday to keep himself looking big, looking strong.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, I don't really have much.
Scoot.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Period.
Cody turn heel. Turn heel.
Yeah.
That's it. Just turn heel. AEW, do something with the FTW title, please.
At some point in life.
Before y'all introduce any title that's been rumored, I don't give a shit about that. Do something with an established title that you have now that you've already gone on record stating that you're going to do something with. Tony.
I mean, Justin Roberts did acknowledge it. I don't know.
It needs to be defended.
It does. It really does.
So,
I like that the watermark is actually sticking up here now. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It does what it wants to do. I have control of it, but sometimes I have zero control over it. So who the fuck knows? But yeah. Other than that, y'all know how we do it on Hot Tag. We don't look if you haven't seen at the bottom where to follow us at, then that's your fault. Then you have to wait till we do. Exactly. You have to wait till we tag me in.
Yes.
But a too sweet and a hot tag to my brothers right here. Bada, bam, bam.
Bam.
And until we do another one of these hot tags, because we're gonna have to start because there's more conversations to have on hot tag. Yes. But we'll get to that at a different time. But until we do get to that shit, you have to wait till you see us on Tag Me In on both Wednesday and Saturday. So So until either one of those times and or both, tag the fuck